Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Happy Tuesday, good week, all that, okay? And we got the cops showed up while I was doing coke in her Crawlspace story time. So this is, I don't think anybody can even relate to this story. I mean, first of all, who goes in a Crawlspace? I would never, but I was like forced to here, okay? So let me give you a little background. I meet this girl in one of my classes, okay? And it was one of those scenarios where we would text every day and we'd be like flirting, right? Like, oh, you're so cute. You look so good today. And then when we saw each other, like in school, we wouldn't say a word to each other, dude. And it was like that for half a year, okay? Finally, one day I just got the courage because I remember we were doing like workstations and I got paired up with one other person on this girl. And I was like, well, if I'm ever going to talk to her, it's going to be now, right? Because I was always nervous. I was young. You got to remember that. It was like freshman, sophomore year of high school. So I'm young. I'm like 16. I know I wasn't 17. I was probably like 16, right? And maybe even 15, but probably 16. And yeah, so I talked to her on that day and it went pretty decently well. I mean, I was awkward. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm talking to her. And I'm not messing up words, but you get what I'm saying. Like you go to say a sentence and maybe you mess something up or you don't know what to talk about or there's awkward silence just because we both thought each other, like we both, we liked each other, but no one wanted to say anything. No one wanted to make a move, basically. And it stayed like that for a while. Even after, like, we talked in person, it stayed like that for a while. And then one day, out of nowhere, I won't say out of nowhere because we were texting every day, but it was never offered to hang out, right? Like, I think both of us wanted to, but no one wanted to initiate it, right? And one day, just randomly, she's like, hey, I have the house to myself if you want to come over. And I was like, holy shit, dude. That's one of the best texts you can get at any point in life as a guy. I think that's one of the best texts. You could be 40, you could be 60, you could be 15, you could be 18. It doesn't matter, dude. You get that text, come over, I'm home alone. That's one of the best texts you can get. You're like, yes, dude, yes. So I get loaded up, I get ready, and I don't even know if I had a car at the time, to be honest. I'm guessing I did because I don't think I would have gotten dropped off when I had hard drugs on me. Also, I want to say, this girl knew I smoked. Like, we talked about smoking together a couple times, but she had no clue I had other things and I wanted to do other things. She had no clue, okay? So we get there and, the house my house isn't the greatest thing ever. It's like medium size, medium small, and it's chill, right? Like, it's just a chill neighborhood. All the houses are kind of the same size, but nothing too big, right? I got to her house, and it was smaller than mine, which surprised me, because usually when I go to people's houses, it's bigger than mine. I'm like, whoa, right? But I got there, it was small. I was like, oh, okay. But whatever, I'm not, judging on that. It's just, first impression. Like, when you see something, you notice it, right? So I go inside, and I meet her, and you know how every house has a smell? Like, some houses smell like a candle, or, every family kind of has a smell. That logic, right? You walk in there, and it smells like animals, right? Like, it smells like bunnies and shit, basically. It smells like piss. Walk in there, I'm like, oh, right? But I'm not gonna walk in and be like, hey, cute girl from my class, your house smells. Like, who's gonna say that? I'm not gonna say that, right? But she knew because she was like, hey, if you're wondering what that smell is, I have a bunny, I have maybe a snake. She had something, right? She had something that was producing that smell. So I was like, it's all good, I get it. Not at the time, but now, like, my sister has a bunny, so I get that smell. You walk in the house and it's like, damn, bro, who's got a barn animal in here? It smells like shit, right? So I understood eventually. But either way, the first thing we did immediately was go up to her room. Now, respectfully, there's no reason to give details about what happened in there, right? There's no reason to. But eventually there came a point where we both wanted to smoke, okay? And smoking at the time, because I was also railing lines, I could help myself, but I was choosing not to, right? I was like, fuck it. As long as I have money, $50 for a half gram, I'm buying it, right? Like, I was staying on that no matter what. I was doing random work, like mowing lawn, shit like that. Like, just doing random little work just to have money to do coke. In high school, dude, in high school. Fucked up, don't do that. But different version of me, okay? So when we're smoking, though, that, unleashed it in me. I was like, oh, damn, I want to do some lines, right? So I asked her, and I was nervous to bring it up because I knew that there was only a couple reactions she was going to have, and most of them are bad, right? The only thing is if she secretly does it, and she's like, hey, I'll do some with you, like, hey, then things might get even better than they are, and things were already very good, if you get what I'm saying. I was already having a great time, but I wanted to do some lines. So I bring it up to her, and she's like, no way, not in the house, right? So I was like, okay, I'll go in the backyard, and rail lines come back in, like, whatever it takes, right? I was willing to do it, and I think that kind of grossed her out, right? She was like, damn. She didn't say it, but I'm sure she was thinking, like, you really need to do this? And in my head, I was like, yes, I really need to do this. So she goes, well, there is one place, I'll allow you to do lines. I'm like, where could that be? The Crawlspace, dude. Are you shitting me? The Crawlspace? I'd rather go anywhere else. Stick me in a pantry. Stick me in a closet, dude. I don't care. Stick me underneath the stairs. That's fucking horrifying, right? So we go into the basement where the animal was, and it smelled down there, okay? And there was, like, chairs and shit in the way, and she pulled out of the way, and there was, like, this little, what I would just call trap door. It wasn't in the ground. It was against the wall, but it was the size of, like a garbage can, like the top of a garbage can. You know when you open up the lid and that big, like, square that you can look, like, how you can look into the garbage can? That was, like, the size of the door you could go in for the Crawlspace. So I had my phone flashlight, and I had this little plate that I didn't steal. I mean, I asked her to borrow it. So I had this little plate, right? And I go into the Crawlspace, and I turn the light on. Now, listen, I fucking hate bugs. I always have. But the thing that did it for me, the thing that really scared me, is I was a little kid. We had just moved to our new house when I was, like, 8 years old, right? And instead of sleeping in my room, for some reason, I slept in the basement, right? I think it's because there was a fireplace down there, and I was just a little kid, I thought it was cool. So I had slept on the floor. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I saw something on the wall, right? And I thought I was, like, dreaming, so I went back to sleep. In the morning when I woke up, you know what was sitting on the wall? A giant centipede or millipede or whatever you want to call it, right? It had a million little legs. It was huge and long. It was, like, this big, and I was a kid, so it looked bigger than it actually was. It scared the fuck out of me. So I was like, I'm never going. I don't even like basements, let alone crawl spaces. So, but I crawled in there. I said, fuck it, I'll do it. But I'm horrified of spiders, rats, whatever the hell could be down there. I want nothing to do with it. But I was like, fuck it, right? And there were all these rocks. Half of the crawl space was like rocks and fucking dust. And then half of it was like a tarp, right? There was like a plastic tarp. Now, to get to the tarp, though, you have to walk through like 90%, like 60, 70% of the crawl space. So I wasn't going to do that. I was right by the entrance where I could still have, like, natural light coming in, and then I had my flashlight on. So I poured the Coke, on the thing or whatever it takes, I'm doing what I have to, okay? So I'm doing it, pouring it out, cutting it up. I don't even think I would cut it up that well. Like, as long as it was somewhat broken up, like, even if it was rocks, like still little rocks, not even dust, I would do it, dude. Even if it made my nose bleed, I didn't care. I was more like when I roll a blunt, dude, I don't care about, like, it'll be grinded up, but I'll throw the stems in there, I'll throw seeds, I don't give a damn. Like, you know how some people would clear that shit out? That it's kind of like that for every drug for me. Like, I didn't care if it was messy or if it was maybe not the perfect way to do it. I just wanted to get it done, get high. I didn't really care about the process and chopping it up. Like, I just wanted to get it done. So it was semi-chopped up, and I'm railing lines, dude. And all of a sudden, I thought the house was about to collapse on me, honestly, dude. There's this loud bang, like crash noise. It wasn't a bang. It was a crash. It was like, it just sounded like if someone took metal and, like, grinded it up a little bit and then just smashed it against. It just sounded like metal on metal. It sounded bad. And it sounded like it was above my head to the right. I literally grabbed my head, and I'm railing lines. So as soon as I hear that, I'm paranoid. I'm like, what the fuck was that, right? And I'd only done like 3-4 lines. I hadn't done too much, and they were semi-skinny lines. But I didn't care. It was enough to be high. I was like, whoa, feel good, right? But now I'm paranoid because there was this loud-ass crashing noise, dude. I put my shit away as quick as possible. Put it back in my bag. We're all good, right? I throw my bag on my shoulders, and the girl, she's, like, yelling my name. She's like, Trent, come up here, right? I run up the stairs because I thought, like, maybe she had gotten hurt. Maybe she fell off something. Maybe she's trying to change a light. She falls off a ladder. Who the fuck knows, right? She's like, come see this. She's looking out her front window, right? And I go look, and this dude had crashed fully in, like, not in her front yard, but against a pole, like, right before her yard, right before her property line, right? There was some light pole or something. It was wooden. It wasn't metal. Or maybe it was metal. I don't fucking remember, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to give you all the details, but I don't fucking remember. But he had crashed straight into the pole, like, loud. Like, the car, it wasn't, like, totaled or anything, but there was tiny bits of smoke coming from, you know, what do you even call it? The engine, like, where all the, you know, when you lift up the hood and there's all that shit there. I don't know what that shit is. I really don't. I only know the engine and, like, I know underneath where the oil pan is, and I know tire stuff. Besides that, I don't know shit about cars. So I don't know where the smoke was coming out, but it was coming out the front, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm also high on cocaine, so I'm, like, wired. I'm like, you know, should we go help him? Should we go see what's going on? Even though I was kind of paranoid about it, because I knew cops would have to come. I was like, hey, but maybe, like, we should go see if he's okay. Now, the girl went out. I didn't, because she was like, hey, maybe you should wait in here. You're a little wired. I'll go check on him. So she walks out there for, like, 5 minutes, and I was looking, but then I started looking at my phone because I'm texting my friend about what's going on, and we hear the sirens come, right? And I'm still, like, wired. I'm like, ooh, right? Because the cops, I mean, it took them a little bit of time, like 10 minutes, but, you know, I would say it took about 30 minutes for the full effects to wear off normally for me, because I wasn't, there was a point where I would say I was addicted, right? Where, like, I was going to do bad things if I didn't get it to be able to get high again. But I never, like, I only did it for a few months. I didn't do it for, like, years. So I was never, like, crazy addicted to it, right? I'm only saying that because I can't remember why I'm even saying this. So now it just sounds bad that I brought that up. But there was a reason for me saying that. I just can't fucking remember why. No. Because that's why my high would still last, like, 20, 30 minutes instead of, you know, 5, 10 minutes. Like, because I didn't have the hugest tolerance ever. That's why it took so long to wear off. So I knew it would still take another, like, 15 minutes, 10 minutes to wear off. And I'm still wired, and the cops get there, right? And you would think they would be checking on the guy at the car, right? I'm sitting at this girl's kitchen table, right? And I'm wired. And I hear the door, like, the cop knock. You know the knock. If cops have been to your house, you know that damn knock. It's an official knock. It's like, doom, 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 doom. And it's scary, and it sends a pit into your heart, right? Same exact thing happened. I hear the knock. I'm like, oh, this is scary, right? She opens the door, and the cops asked if they could come in to talk about, you know, what we saw. And I wanted her, like, I'm not going to tell her this when the cops are right there, but I wanted her to be like, I'll talk to you guys outside. That's what I would have done. There's no reason for you to come in my house, right? But she let him in. So I'm high on cocaine, dude. I'm sitting there, and there's 2 cops talking to her, and I'm sitting there like, all they have to do is look in my bag, and I'm going to jail, right? Because I had other stuff. I'm sure I had Xans and shit on me, too. I was worried. I was, like, paranoid, and I'm just staring at these cops. I'm sitting there, and I'm going like this. I'm, like, trying not to be obvious, but I was. I was sitting there going, like, I'm staring at them, right? But they leave pretty quickly, and they go attend to the guy in the car and stuff, and they had to get a tow truck pulled out of there. As soon as the cops left, I left, right? Because I had already hung out with the girl, right? That already happened, and I already did my lines, and we smoked. So and the cops showed up. What else do you need out of that experience? Nothing else. So I dipped, right? But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Sub, share, like, comment if you enjoyed. Become a member if you'd like, but it's not that important. I really don't have much post on there yet. I don't know what the hell I'll post on there. Anyways, though, if you're going through something, need someone to talk to, I answer all positive comments. And if you need someone to talk to for real, my Instagram is linked in my entire channel bio. Just go there, DM me. Same name as my YouTube. I'll be back to you within a day or two. You're not alone. Be safe. Peace out.